Okay, now this is a huge spoiler for Bionicles.
The difference between us is that I can feel pain.
Sounds like a real boogeyman. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy.
There's someone else in the hotel with us. There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms.
It's got a death curse.
This isn't science. It's more like black magic.
Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper.
And thank you, as always, to the Pumpkinhillradio Big Brass Band for the intro there.
Great job.
Great job.
Well
and yeah, welcome everybody into Pumpkinhillradio.
Yo.
Got Dawson Trailer in the
Back,
studio with
still
me.
here. You know.
My co-host, Trusty Steed, sidekick, with his own main plot line.
Oh, yeah.
I got a lot to talk about Teen Titans later if we're talking how cool Robin actually is already.
Okay, all right.
It's not to degrade you anything. And then I am your host, Travis Wyrmwood.
Yeah.
Again, welcome to Pumpkinhillradio. We got a good one for you today, folks.
We're out here.
Episode 30, the big 30.
Damn.
I'm going to be 30 this year, so
Yeah, I turned 29.
we're aging about the same as the podcast, it seems.
Yeah. Soon
Nice.
enough, I'll be 100.
Mm-hmm. It's already 30 years old.
Already 30? That's crazy.
Nice. Well, I don't know. I got a lot of... So me and Dawson have been doing a study on the Greek gods.
Yeah.
And this is not to take away from the check-in at the top of the hour like we always do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to just lay it out there that I went a little bit different direction. I studied a lot of different stuff this week. Been
into some different stuff.
fingers
too.
in a lot of pies, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have like tons of cans of worms opened all around me, basically, just as in terms of what I'm getting into. Before we do all that, though, Dawson, how's horror been for you lately?
Well, I don't know if it like classifies as horror, but I started watching the Fallout show.
It does. That's a part.
That's pretty horror. I mean, it's pretty nice. That first episode's really good. With like, I don't know, just like the opening like nuke scene. It's pretty fucking sweet.
How far are you in the Fallout series?
I think I like I watched like, I don't know, I think like 5 episodes, 6 episodes.
Nice.
I restarted it with
8.
Sam and Goldie just to like get it back in.
I gotta restart it as well.
It's just, you just gotta. It's like playing the game, sometimes you just gotta restart. You start it and you're like, well, all right, we gotta just
dig back in. Because when I started it originally, I was like, I wasn't giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
I was okay, been here as far as like a show trying like a show being a game, or vice versa.
Shows about like games.
I wasn't quite ready to be into it. By the middle of the second episode, I just told myself, stop being a dick. This is a cool show. This is everything that you like. This is.
It's like one of the better shows that I've seen in a long time.
I agree. All the set pieces are beautiful. Every single one can
like
basically
the small details.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the small. You can pause it at any point. Like I found when they were in some of the vaults and they were in like the school, like the learning classroom, like the classroom.
Yeah.
I paused it and I read all the little information. Like in a regular classroom, they have the little motivational things on the posters and the little art history stuff. I paused it and I read through all that. It's cool. I mean, it's already laid out in the Fallout universe. It's a lot of stuff that we already knew or could gather from the previous games.
Yeah, it fits in perfect because there's so much to Fallout. Like
it's set
all that stuff.
I'm pretty sure it's set 1 year before Fallout 4.
Yeah,
as far as like what it is.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's the timeline I looked it up. Whatever. It's all 22, 77, 78, 70, whatever, 81, whatever. They're all, even all the Fallout games besides the MMO, Fallout 76, are set within like 15 years of each other.
Yeah.
76 is set only, I believe, 100 years after the bomb goes off, which is like 150 years before. It's like 100. It's set almost 100. It's set about 100 years before everything else.
Yeah. That's like
just as far
when
as
they like reference like the like other stuff when like people first left. All that.
Dude,
yeah.
I was loving the Fallout series though. The show, I watched it intently. I pretty much binged it over the course of 2 days.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch a little
while
more
just doing other stuff. Like you said, I do want to go back and watch it again though, just because I was preoccupied. I was working on other art and stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to go back and just because it was so good when they go to
Honestly, like the first episode, because you like showed me like, oh shit, and I was like, whoa. I don't know. I think I remember hearing something about it, but I like kind of just completely blocked it out of my mind that they were gonna like make that a show. I'm like, well, whatever. It's
it came up fast. I remember hearing about it. I feel like not that long ago, and it just kind of happened. I'm sure it's been in development forever, but
I don't know. Like the little like video you sent me of this like that little like that opening scene basically. I was like, oh, I kind of want to. I'll check it out. Yeah. Fuck it. And then all of a sudden I'm like 6 episodes in, and I'm like, this is nice. I'm like getting into this show.
Yeah.
Which feels cool because like.
Not like a spoiler, I guess. If you don't want to know nothing about it, then turn the pod off or skip like 5 minutes ahead.
Yeah.
But just one thing I did notice about the plot, which I enjoyed, and I'm sure a lot of people that played the games did, the plot and how it all shakes out is like a reverse of one of the plots in one of the games. It feels like I remembered playing it, and I was like, oh, this is... They must have. It's just like a flip kind of. It's still very interesting. It was not. It was no less interesting, but
it's like it's so similar. It's like so similar in so many ways.
But I like that because I think so many shows, like the Halo show, for example, it's going completely off the rails because it's trying to give the plot that was never there, or just it's trying to
like add things that aren't.
It's trying to be something that isn't. It isn't, and I think that if they did that they could have done the same thing with Fallout, with the Fallout show. Yeah. And they were like, no, let's just stick with something we know.
There's so much that we can just use.
They're just like, the viewers that are going to watch this, they're going to want to see the Brotherhood of Steel. They're going to want to see, they're going to want to see like the 4 or 5 factions that there are. They're going to want to see the different types of people, and they did a good job of filling each of those positions with somebody that I was. Monsters and shit. I was interested in each of the plots pretty much.
Yeah.
There was not like and the way that they all sort of collide like a show will do like that. It's great. I'm excited for a second season. Like it's set up for one.
I'm excited about it. Good shit. If you haven't seen it, check it out. If you like Fallout, check it out.
Yeah, it made me go back and just download
Fallout I just 4. Started. I'm like fully into like a Fallout 4 playthrough right now.
I just bought all the DLCs on like a spring sale for pretty cheap. So if you're out there,
I got all the. I think when I got it, I got all the DLC that was out at the time. I don't know if I have all of it, but whatever. Either way, going through
I'm gonna try to just book
no mods or anything, just fucking cruising through it, having an awesome time.
Yep, I'm excited to dig back in. I'll try to play that and then play some episodes of that show. Nice. Yeah. Anything else in horror that took up a lot of my week as well?
Yeah, that was like pretty much the big thing.
But
I've been thinking about Fallout.
Last time I was at your place, I did end up we watched Cloverfield together, which I know we talked about a few episodes ago.
Yeah, we did watch that.
It was just a good watch through.
It was really nice.
Good for us to put it in. It's such a quick movie.
Everything happens so fast. It's like the first like 20 minutes are kind of slow, and then all of a sudden it just everything. It
makes the movie. It makes the remainder feel so much faster though. Like even because you're just rushing. They're literally just rushing from scene to scene.
There's like no breaks. Like you can only imagine like how tired everyone is at the end of that night, where it's just like fuck.
Yeah.
They're just running and just like sprinting and like falling and just getting blown up and shit constantly. That shit's. I always forget like the end scene when fucking HUD gets eaten by the monster.
Yeah, he's just in half at the end.
That shit's gnarly. Yeah, I forget that even like.
Speaking of running and screaming and blowing up, immediately after that. I know you kind of started to go to bed, but me and Mitch put on Predators, which is not. It's the I guess third chronologically Predator, Predator 2, and Predators.
Yeah,
this is the one with Adrian Brody. And they're like start with falling out of the sky, and it's just him collecting a bunch. It's a bunch of different militaries and special ops people from around the world, just dangerous folks collected and dropped on an alien game preserve.
Yeah,
it's a lot of just
ragtag team of soldiers.
Yeah. Nice. That was good. I don't need it.
Shit.
Yeah. I know the movie Prey, that movie that came out a couple years ago.
We did watch that too.
Yeah, that is so sick. I'm wondering. Not. Species. I'm thinking of this is the Prey is the indigenous people versus Predator, like the 1700s.
I do want to see that.
Have you seen that? No. Oh wow.
I haven't seen much of the Predators. Honestly, I gotta actually watch.
I was wondering if they're gonna do. What they're gonna do next with that, because that one really opened the door back up. That was exciting. We'll watch that. That's on Hulu. I'll show that. I'll show that to you. Go. I mean, that's basically what a horror is for this week.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I watched the Planet of the Apes series, whatever trilogy.
How does it? Like, where are we coming in on the new movie?
You know, I kind of fell off at the very end. I just wanted to talk about how it's all about a weaponized virus, and that's how it starts. Is they're making a virus to like, because the whole part of the first movie is that the
trying to like cure Alzheimer's.
The Alzheimer's is but then the white blood cells in the body attack the thing that they put in, so they got to keep on making it stronger until it's just like an unstoppable. That was just relevant.
Yeah.
I made some tea for me and Dawson before we started, so if you hear intermittent sips, it's because we're sipping
tea. Yeah, dude. The weaponized virus, man. That's a whole can of worms.
That's a whole can of worms. I'm gonna put that can of worms aside for now.
Yeah.
One thing I learned. So this is just news. Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
The one that's coming out in, I believe, September 16th. I keep on saying it either August or September. I'm never gonna remember.
Yeah.
We got news on what it is, where it is in the timeline. It is set between number 1 and number 2.
Nice.
So I know you said you just watched Alien, and actually at the end, you were talking about literally. You're like, well, didn't they just send the alien? They launched it into space. Yeah. Now I don't know if this is just directly taking that same alien and putting him in another spaceship or whatever.
Yeah.
But I did like that. You called out like a.
I was like, that's got to be it, right?
I recall saying something like, it's probably figured out. They've probably figured it out somewhere.
They probably touched it already. Maybe not. That's cool. Well, hopefully that's a
banger.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick.
Should be good. And
it's nothing worse than just like being in the void of space and just a terrible alien latches onto you.
Yeah, and like with Prometheus and Alien Covenant, they kind of kept on teasing either sequels. They put themselves at in a time in the timeline where they would have to do some explaining or try to build up to the current timeline. Like it was all the prequels. It's like, well, how do we get to the original now? And with this one set between Alien 1 and 2, they don't have to do any extra bit of exposition. We know right where they're at. I think it can actually end. Like I think that the end of this one will not have some sort of cliffhanger, because I think it would probably lead somehow directly. If anything, it would lead directly into Aliens.
Yeah, it'll be like a cliffhanger to that one.
So,
I think.
And I'm sure they can put little details in there that can build off into more Alien universe future movies. But I do like the idea of this being a standalone and not trying to be. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, not
just
trying
like
to be
something like that. Like is like fits in between. Mm-hmm. Earlier ones. I like that. I like what movie. I don't know. If you're gonna like make like a reboot, I kind of like that idea. Just like it's not like tied to those like people or anything, but it's like kind of is. I don't know. It's just like different.
That's how different thing happened. Well, that's how I know we'd like to see the Cloverfield movie. Second sequel happen as well.
Like another thing happened also.
Okay, something else in maybe not horror news, just in badass news, which is adjacent to horror, and that's what we're at here. Keanu Reeves has been cast to play Shadow in the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie, the Sonic verse.
He's the coolest.
He's the coolest. Yeah,
that's gonna be sweet, dude. You know he's got the voice for it too.
Him alongside Idris Elba, and whoever Schwartz
and just Sonic.
Yeah,
Sonic just plays Sonic.
Jason Schwartz, I think is his name. Maybe not. I actually don't quote me on that. Hey, correction corner for next week or so. But
whoever Sonic is, that's on the correction corner.
You know, I'm sad that they didn't take my audition for Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, I've been auditioning for years. I know we went in actually as a tag team. We said together we're the coolest. We said together we can do this. We can both do this. It'd be easy.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
but.
Keanu's going to do good with it, I think.
Yeah, they made the right choice. God,
that's
a name that's going to bring a lot of people.
He's going to do such a good voice. He's going to sound so hard.
It's going to be so sick.
That's cool. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Has he done voice acting before? What has he voice acted in?
Good question. I'm sure he's been picked up for something.
Because he did like something for Cyberpunk.
He was in. Yeah, I know.
That was more. I don't know if that was voice acting.
He was Cyberpunk. He's Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk. Didn't even play the game. I just know that.
It was just him. But he was just. I haven't either played that game, but I know he's like kind of basically.
But he was
like.
He was just voicing himself still.
Yeah.
At every angle of that, it was just him still. So this will be...
And
you know...
I mean, I think Keanu Reeves just being Shadow is like...
Oh, that's still just him being Keanu.
I think him just being him is
it's
like...
still, that's why it's such a good role.
Yeah,
I think
it's so good.
All the voice actors behind that movie sort of just embody the...
I just want to like look at a picture of Shadow and like hear his voice say anything. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
ready. There it is.
I can hear it.
That's
It's
probably
just
what they did when they
It's got
chose...
such like a gravel beneath it.
Oh,
it's got, it's gonna have such a gravelly like.
They're gonna put they're gonna like
That's gonna be great.
audio effects on it. They're gonna be awesome.
Wow.
That's gonna be, I'm pumped.
Wow.
If I wasn't excited for Sonic,
Do you want to
3,
just end the pod now and just get excited off pod for this?
We can just watch some.
I'm
hype
ear to
videos.
ear grinning just about this for some reason. It's just got me in a fun. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's good. I like getting pumped on something like that. That's super fun.
All right, I got the name in my notes. Walton Goggins. I just wanted to.
Walton Goggins.
Let me just. I must have put it here for some reason. Okay.
Oh, that's the ghoul.
He's the ghoul in Fallout.
And because he's like
he's in everything. This actor is in everything. I wanted to say his name so that I could lock it into my memory because he's in
Walton
Goggins. He's the ghoul. He's the noseless fella in Fallout.
He's in a lot of things, and I really like him as an actor. And I could not. Because we were talking about it at the house, like we all were like, this dude rules. What's his name?
I had the same thought, and that's been my thought every time I see him. Walton Goggins.
Oh, that's good. Walton Goggins. I can remember that. That's a kind of a crazy name.
Yeah, it is.
Walton Goggins.
It's a fake name. So it's cool.
Comes off the tongue in a certain way.
Let me get that out of here.
Well, cool.
Other news. There's a lot of. My notes are so crazy. They're just all over the place.
Let's just go. This is kind of how my brain's been
on
this
Hulu.
Anyway.
Okay, have you heard of something called Sandlands? That is Sandlands.
I don't have Hulu.
This was actually something that Akira Toriyama wrote. It was a manga as well. This is
all right. I like what I'm hearing.
Yeah, if you look at the art, it just looks like they got the same hair and everything.
Yeah.
It's basically Akira Toriyama's vision of Mad Max, but the character is like a little demon devil boy. That's like the main character. And so, yeah. Do I need to say it's like a Dragon Ball Z-esque looking show with a little devil demon boy.
And it's like Mad Max.
And it's called Sandlands. It's on Hulu. It was one of Akira Toriyama's last like things that he was able to put out or like have a say on.
Yeah.
So
it's good anime.
Yeah, just a solid anime. I did not get time to watch it this week. It's on the docket for next week. Though.
Damn, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
I might have to get a Hulu free trial, Disney Plus free trial for that, and fucking that, whatever. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll just watch it here if you watch it.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'll just put it on. We'll do some. I'll have you come over sometime and not just record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can do something else. Here's something.
We can hang out. What's up? What do we got?
OJ died.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anything you wanna?
I mean, that happened when this comes out. That happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but it's all.
He got away with it. He fucking did it.
He did it.
He lived with it. He died with it. We'll never know what really happened.
What happened is he nearly cut 2 people's heads off, right?
Yeah. He like
right to the spine, and that was
really
just gangling.
fucked some people up. Maybe had an accomplice.
I don't know about that.
We'll never really know.
You hearing about who said that?
I don't know. That's just like I think that's just part of it. Is like
because they showed
like someone else had to be involved.
The live cam of his like black SUV thing drive right. That's
the Bronco.
The Bronco.
The white Bronco.
The white Bronco. Yeah.
The police chase and everything. Dude, that's iconic, dude. That was on live TV.
Yeah.
That, interrupted. There was an emergency broadcast that interrupted TV shows.
Just blast that to everybody.
Yeah, it's like if nowadays if something like that happened, that's like you get an alert to your phone and you're getting a video of OJ.
Dude, that would be crazy. Yeah, he
that's
did
sick.
it.
He I don't know, man. He definitely just got away with murder, right?
Yeah, double murder.
And then he wrote a book about if he did it, and it just describes how it was done.
Yeah.
He just describes it, basically.
That's a fucking move right there.
Yeah, dude. No, he's fucking nuts. But it was the first time, I think, in my life Because I went to the gym and they were like talking about it on ESPN, and it was maybe the first time in my life I've seen O.J. Simpson highlights, like football highlights.
Really, I recall
seeing him as like a football player.
It's so funny, like
on the news.
I watched a few of those.
It was the first time I think in my life I've seen that.
I didn't watch them recently, but I remember I saw those in the past, and it's really, really funny hearing commentators just talk about his like athleticism.
Yeah, he was a football player. Great, he's
a great American athlete.
Retired football player, so NFL Hall of Famer, NFL Hall of Famer. O.J. Simpson's
one thing I saw. I don't know if it was true. I could have been just a doctored screenshot, but it was a Caitlyn Jenner post on I think Twitter, or the service formerly known as Twitter. Yeah. And it just read good riddance.
Damn.
But like,
I mean, Caitlyn Jenner's popping off these days.
Yeah, but just like,
so I don't
Caitlyn Jenner
but
also killed somebody.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner fucking ran someone over.
Maybe the scene. That's why I'm like, maybe it was doctored, and that's the joke. And I got beat on it. But
just pouring water in a cup.
Yeah, I'll take a little bit of that water as well. ASMR.
That's some high quality audio right there.
Yeah, nice. Anything else on OJ? The juice. He's finally
juice, man. The juice man got juice.
But the
finally.
Juice is, finally.
I think that means we're officially in like a new era of like reality.
Yeah.
That was like OJ was like something referenced our entire lives.
Yeah.
That happened like when we were born, and then it was like
he was
gone now.
Yeah, he was the pillar of the 90s.
Yeah. It's like a lot of those like pillars have like fallen now.
I didn't have them, but do you remember? Like my brother and my sister did. Slammer, what are they called? They're not called slammers, but the little chips. I can't even remember their fucking name. Pogs. Excuse me. Excuse my 90s. I can't.
Yeah.
Pogs, the chips that are just pictures of things, and that you just collected them. There was an OJ. The big ones were called slammers.
Yeah.
There was an OJ slammer before any of that, and then it was like funny to find him afterwards because it was like, he is in the slammer.
Yeah.
It was like the one time he got on the
slammer.
Yeah. Is that a good joke?
Oh, there's.
I didn't make that. I don't know if it's even a joke. I think that's just a reality.
That's just something that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. That's cool. OJ's, R.I.P. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe he didn't do it, and that's a real tragedy.
Yeah.
Just imagine,
and now
you're like wife and like some guy get murdered. You're kind of you come to the reality. Your wife was like cheating on you. Maybe you already knew for a while, but then she's murdered, and then you're like blamed for it. Then you get away with it. Then you're the guy that got away with murder, but you didn't even do the murder.
Yeah. I'll take that.
I don't know.
I could.
We'll
look into that, folks. We'll look into that.
Pretty sure he did it though.
Okay, I got a couple just screenshots here. I took a picture of my phone and sent it to my notes.
That's what we got, Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, that's the.
I like that. Didn't you
that's
kill
the
someone
tweet. I took a screenshot of Caitlyn Jenner's tweet, and then that was just a little meme underneath it. Then the other one. See, I didn't actually say the video. Oh, I did. Excuse me. This is. I'll quote this tweet exactly. This is the last call of a kua bird recorded in 1987 before going extinct. This was the last male left. So this is the call of an extinct bird we're about to hear. I just think this is interesting.
Yeah. Let's hear
it's like a noise that isn't out there anymore. All right. Let's see if we can get that going again. It's not the cricket. It's the.
That's the last male of species singing for a female.
Damn.
Will never come.
Oh.
That's
the last male of the species.
That breaks my
singing
heart.
For a female that will never come. Yeah.
Damn,
I think it was resonating pretty hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow. All right.
So.
Damn.
Maybe just a moment. Yeah. Just a moment.
Let's take a second. Yeah, damn. That's powerful, man.
Yeah. I've been watched the entirety of Teen Titans. The 5 seasons. It was the show that came out between 2003 and 2008, I guess then.
Yeah.
So I recall kind of falling off as a kid because about the time 2008 rolls around, I'm in like 7th grade. Not a bad time to be watching it. At that point though, you're watching shows like
I was getting really into like South Park at that point.
Yeah, you're kind of battling two different worlds.
Family Guy and South Park.
Like the middle school of all makes it seem like you probably shouldn't talk about the shows that you...
Yeah,
like,
it's like kind of baby shit, but it's like kind of baby shit to say baby shit.
You definitely...
Like, I don't even know what that is.
Like, everybody was definitely still watching Fairly Odd Parents, but it's I don't think anybody talked about it past 6th grade.
No, you just like pop it on to like pacify yourself. On,
like Danny Phantom.
Yeah,
that's a cool show.
That was I do remember liking.
I just don't think anybody was allowed to talk about it. I don't know. We were a little too old for Ben 10, so I never really got into it. But I remember on the back end, like I think I watched like the first season, like when it was on.
Because it would come on, it'd be on like before or after your like favorite show.
And it's just like taboo to talk about.
Yeah, it'd be like in between like some of your favorite shows, so you just like have it on. You just have it on,
which is like.
So then you just like get sucked in, and it is good.
Partly why nostalgia for like media even exists, because you were kind of locked out of being able to talk about it as a kid.
Yeah.
So you hold this thing in your mind.
And then everyone gets like old enough and like confident enough with it that they just like, I did like this.
It. Yeah.
I did like this. It's like, all right, I get that.
He's this metal straw. Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
Phantom. No, Teen Titans.
Excuse me. Yeah. It's just badass. Every part of the squad was badass. Like at the time I was a teen, so obviously that's like Raven is why I'm like into goth people, I bet. And like Beast Boys why I'm into Beast Boys.
Yeah, I'm a Beast Boy.
And like Cyborgs why I'm into cyborgs.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Cyborgs.
Sci-fi is why I'm into like hot aliens. And again, I was a teen at the time, so I can say this. Now I see them more as my children.
They're just babies. But they're cartoons.
Okay. You know,
it was cartoons, right?
It was such a good fucking show, though. There's a lead up. The main villain through most of it is this guy named Slade. He's the one with the half black, half orange mask.
Yeah.
He's like main villain of Robin. And they just there's a good back and forth that goes through many seasons. They bring in like a sixth Titan named Terra, Terra, whatever. Terra, like the Earth.
Nice.
Because she has Earth powers. But she has a whole story with Beast Boy. I loved the whole thing. There's powerful moments. I guess spoilers, but Terra gets like taken under Slade's wing, whatever, and she gets like implants to make her stronger, and she kind of goes crazy. And the entirety of the Teen Titans have to go fight her, and it ends with her like realizing she's she's doing wrong and trying to stop Slade, and she has to use the full extent of her powers. And her and Beast Boy like have this like little they're like love each other.
Something. Yeah.
And Terra has to use this to help everybody out. She uses the power, and it's so powerful that she turns to stone herself.
Oh.
She turns into this monument, and then like the last scene in that episode is them like laying flowers at the base of the monument. I think it's just Beast Boy doing it. And he's just a broken person. And then actually in season 5, she kind of gets brought back. It's either she gets brought back or it's a clone. Yeah. And then there's like I don't recall it exactly, but Beast Boy basically there's a decision made where they can't be together, or like Beast Boy doesn't even go up to her because it would like throw her back into this like life or whatever. It was one of those, but it was, dude, when she first turned to stone, I'm shed a tear.
Yeah, that's tough,
I was like,
man.
Jeez.
That's big, dude. Yeah.
And then so like they kind of defeat Slade, and then like Raven. It turns out that her dad is this like ultimate god.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously. And so and Raven herself is actually the gateway for him to enter our Earth realm. And so she's turning into that. And that's kind of the 4th and 5th season is like the lead up to this battle. And it just gets crazy. It's just crazy. I think the 5th season fizzled out a little bit, and I don't know if it got canceled or what, but I put it on while I was going to bed, so I was like halfway watching. But I was like, they're just good memories. I had not seen it before. Yeah. The intro is super sick. Even the little like fun little song with the colors they use, the color palette, it's beautiful. Yeah. Fucking Teen Titans.
Nah, that's good, dude. I remember watching, just like getting it in, just passively. Couldn't tell you anything that's going on, but it's one that you have it on, you're gonna get locked into it, I think.
All right, we are at the 30-minute mark. Do you want to dig in a little bit? Tell me about Greek gods. Tell me about anything.
All right. So I've been kind of fucking all over
fucking
the place.
News.
All over that shit. What was it? I was listening to something about Tartarus. So Tartarus is like, it's a god, also a place. It's like basically, it's like a kind of like a hell, kind of a hellscape. It's a pit. Like, and the way, I don't know, I couldn't like focus on anything, any other information other than it's like a pit that would take an anvil 9 days to fall down. It's kind of what, and then I hear that, and that's all I can think about.
Because what does that even mean?
And then I kind of just lost focus on anything else. Because just imagine something just falling for 9 days.
Oh man, we'll have to
that's
post
how deep
on
that is.
r/they did the math or whatever it is, and have somebody just math that out for us.
Yeah, how long? Because I'm sure it's like you could find that.
Is that like 1 Earth length? You couldn't even test. There's nowhere to.
Yeah.
Where would you
just have to just do like?
I don't know.
You have to like multiply like
controlling drop something into the sun. Maybe I don't know what would have the gravity and the distance.
It's not escape velocity.
9 days.
That's the speed to like break out. Terminal velocity.
This is what they would. Yeah, you need to
multiply
calculate
that by like 9 days.
I'm not, but I'm not.
How much it takes to fall like a certain amount. That's like a lot. I don't know. I'm not a math guy. Definitely not a math guy over here. But
so besides the anvil, what do they do? Well, what are they doing with the anvil when it gets there?
Well, I don't know. Punish people with it.
It just
sends people to get punished there.
Somebody's standing underneath it, and that's
yeah, basically. I don't know. Yeah, he was smashed with it.
That's punishment in hell.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I don't know. There's like a lot of bullshit, but it's where like what is it? The dude that pushes the stone up the mountain forever, or up the side of the hill.
Is that
Can't think of his fucking name.
You gotta take notes, dog.
Yeah, dude. I'm just going off the dome. I can't remember shit though.
Someone pushed the rock up.
Well, the guy that pushed the rock up. He's down there. He's in Tartarus doing that.
Oh, he's in Tartarus doing that.
Yeah. And then there's another guy that's like punished to like not. There's another. I think these are like all gods or something. But they're like he's punished to not eat or drink water for eternity, and he's like stuck like neck deep in a lake. Just can't eat forever. Sucks. Dang. Something like that. Yeah, it's fucking whatever. What do you got? You got anything?
So I started researching a little bit of stuff on Hades. Like I said I was going to do last week just to like check in. Mm-hmm. So first off, I got just a couple little stories, I guess. Maybe just one. Yeah. I didn't take any, I just, whatever.
Freestyling.
So basically, Hades. So Zeus is divvying up realms to his sister and brother gods, the top 6. It's him giving them out to those fellas and ladies, and Zeus gets to Poseidon and Hades, and he's like, and basically Poseidon is thinking they're brothers, so he's like, okay, whatever one I get, I'm gonna fucking shout, hell yeah, that's the one I wanted. Yeah. Fuck you, Hades. That's what Poseidon's gonna yell. Hades is thinking the exact same thing. He's like, no matter what I get, I'm gonna just really dig it in, really gloat about this thing. I got the better one.
Classic bros.
Right? Zeus grabs, I believe, like a sapphire, some kind of blue stone, and some types of like obsidian, and he holds it behind his hand. And these are representing the sea realm and the underworld. And the underworld, Hades, as it comes to be known. Spoiler alert. All right. They I forgot who picks. I believe Poseidon picks, and he gets obviously the blue stone, and he gets control of the sea. So he's like, "Oh fuck yeah!" And Hades does the same. He's like, "Oh, this is great, right?"
Hell yeah!
They both go to their realms. I guess they're both shown to their realms at this point.
Just dominating.
Hades was lying. He wanted the sea realm. Hades wanted the control of the sea.
Yeah.
At some point in the histories.
Yeah.
It's not clear what Poseidon wanted. I think they both wanted the sea. I think neither wanted, because
he's very powerful.
We talked about it, I think last time a little bit, that this is all before mortals were around. So the realm of Hades is empty. Hades is just sitting down there. He's creating different things. He creates Cerberus. He creates some different things with other gods. And one other thing. So he is not. I know we were saying. So he's not the ferryman. Obviously, he creates the ferryman that gets across the souls. The Sea of Souls, excuse me. Yeah. I'm so excited about this. I'm just shouting and talking too fast. But Hades himself is also not death.
No. Yeah.
Death is another I forget.
It's a different god. There's like
and
a
I
different.
forget the name. It's a cool name. I should have written it down or something. But
yeah, I'll do some research. Keep talking.
But yeah, no, like I guess you forget that. Like Hades he's just presiding over this place. He's like expediting different roles for people, and he's making sure it's running.
Yeah, he's like a manager.
He's managing it.
He's just managing the underworld, basically.
That's pretty much.
Thanatos.
Yep. Which is where they kind
Son
of pull
of
that
Nyx,
from.
which is night, and twin brother of Hypnos, which is sleep.
Yeah. See, they're all cool. Yeah, down there they're all kind of part of that realm too. It's fucking pretty sick.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah.
And his father is Erebus, which is darkness. God of darkness.
Death?
Yeah, Death's dad.
Okay. Nice.
Brothers
the lineage is really cool.
Because it's just like, like when
Sleep is
when I was just
brothers
reading, they have like the
death,
like what they
night.
represent.
Yeah, they're all kind of
Fucking
mixed
sweet.
in. I know last week we talked about the Hadal Zone, which is beneath the abyss and the ocean. That's just a part
Cool
of it
ass
too.
spot.
That's where my study into Hades dropped off. But let me tell you what took its place and what is filling my mind, and which I hope I can articulate, because this is a vast history. This is vaster than our own Earth history, is what I studied.
Oh, sweet. What do we got here?
Bionicles.
Oh, yeah.
I delved into a 10-part
Fuck yeah.
YouTube series. The first 7 episodes were 20 minutes long each. The last
Holy
3
shit.
was a trilogy of hour-long episodes. I got really deep into it. I was doing other shit,
There's
obviously.
There's a lot to
So
it.
I could not even begin to scratch the surface of what is happening. But I wanted to point out just a few things that really stuck with me. First off, in 2001, the first models, the first Toa that come out, all the different, like the red, blue, green, the little guy with the fire sword, the first dude that comes in that capsule, those don't even come into the history of the Bionicle universe until the 4th episode of what I was watching.
Oh my god.
And there's also, I forgot to mention, there's also episode 0.
Oh yeah, I gotta have episode 0.
There's 5 25-minute episodes before we even get to those dudes, which is just interesting because and a lot of this history, it's held in either the 2 video games. There's like 2 movies that are such tiny fractions. I was so surprised to learn that this movie, this Bionicle Mask of Light movie that I recall watching a lot as a kid, it's such a small part of the history as a whole. It's even crazy they just decided to pick that as a... I don't even know where you'd pick it, but it's only really... This story is only divvied up through there's a comic book series. There was some online games that old old PC game that was super badass. They actually told sort of the intro part of the Mask of Light story. But one thing about all these creatures is that they live thousands of years if they die at all.
Yeah.
So their history,
because they're like robots.
Things repeat a lot. They'll get their memories wiped, and they will have to like re-emerge as different things. That's why the Toa sometimes change their forms, and why you get different models is because they're going through such vast times and changes that it just happens.
Yeah.
They did the times call for new heroes. What happens though
Evolve
is the second series comes out and they have like this metal armor on now. I don't know if you recall those ones. They were the same. They were the same colors, but then they have this metal armor you'd put on them, different masks. Those are all just the next evolution of the same ones. Then after that, the series started doing this Legends of Bionicle. That's what, like these ones that we're not quite as familiar with. That was this is like 2005, 2006 when they started making these ones. These ones are set in the way past. So that's kind of where the story begins with. That's just like where the toys are from. Right? That's what it is. Let me try to just lay out some of the history at all though.
Yeah.
There's these things called the Old Ones, and I wrote down one word. These creatures, these ancient creatures called the Old Ones. They live on a planet called Spheros Mag. Okay, now this is a huge...
All right.
Okay. This is a huge spoiler for Bionicle.
All right.
Let me get my pocket protector. Let me double that down, because this is...
Fuck.
So this is Matanui, which is the chain of islands that everything happens on. This seemingly endless chain of islands, whatever. Mata Nui and everything that happens in the entirety of the Bionicle universe until some parts at kind of the very end, if I remember correctly, all happen within a giant robot. They all happen within the Great Spirit robot.
Oh, yeah.
The entire thing. They all happen within this Great Spirit robot that is traversing the universe. Okay? The old ones created Mata Nui, the Great Spirit robot. Okay?
Jesus.
The islands and the ocean that it surrounds them is this stuff called, this is another word I wrote down, energized protodermis. This is what the oceans are made out of.
This is just like a whole, like...
Yeah, so this is that's why this is literally all covered in the first fragment of the first episode. There's so much history here, Dawson. I had to stop looking about Greek stuff because this was so much more.
This is so much more.
I'm shaking right now.
Holy shit.
So they're now basically protodermis is this material that is found in the core of Spheros Magna. Now, the old ones and other species have ancient wars over this stuff because they have this crazy properties of like giving life, basically, of all this stuff. It's one of these magical things. It's just of all this shit of cool water, of super advanced.
It's like
water.
robo water.
Yeah, robo water. It would, and so they end up basically mining the entirety of Spheros Magna clean of this stuff. There's no more in the. They all fight over it.
Yeah.
The old ones build this giant robot, fill the entire thing with this liquid. Okay. Just right off the bat, how are you feeling?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm following you. It's fucking.
It's easy to get, really.
Yeah.
So there's this process with the protodermis where it's called energized protodermis is actually what the oceans are made out of. So it's the chemical itself. It's not its thing. You got to energize it somehow. Right, so basically all this...
Yeah.
Let me pull up. This is just a funny picture I have that might make it more clear. What I'm pulling up is a picture. It's a map of the inside of the Bionicle of Mata Nui.
Okay.
Now, it's a fan-made map. I believe there's a real one out somewhere. This is just showing there's all the different spheres. There's different... all the different spheres and environments are basically there. Now... Okay, where am I with this?
So it's like a humanoid Earth theory here.
Basically, yeah.
Humanoid Earth.
So, but the robot's main function is what it does. It will actually fly down onto other planets. Big as it is, it'll find even bigger planets, and it can lay in the ocean of that planet, and then its entirety will actually get covered. So that's what it does. It'll lay in the ocean, and then parts of it have this. It makes a fake island over, say, its face, where that would be sticking out of the ocean.
Yeah.
Right? And then it would just sit there and collect data on the planet, basically, on all the life forms, and kind of he would make, like, robot versions of them there. Because basically, inside it are... The old ones created, basically, a hyper-advanced AI that became sentient life, that became all the Bionicles that we know of, all the Toa, but there's the little guy, the little ones in the Happy Meals when we were younger, the little dudes. Those were the first ones that came out. Those were the first like creatures running around with other little things. And then some of them had to find. It's a whole mess of stuff. Basically, the Toa appear, the Toa of all the different elements appear, and they have to fight all this different shit. But that only happens because there's these guardians of Mata Nui, these robots inside it called the Makuta, I believe. Okay. And so there's these guardians, and they're good at first, right? But then through all these countless battles, one of them comes out saying that he wants to rule. They find out that they are the first ones that find out that they're in a robot. They don't know that they're in this robot. Yeah. Okay.
They don't really
through basically a mind meld with a Lovecraftian god.
Yeah.
They figure out that they're inside of a robot.
Just trip balls.
And one of them decides that they want to take control. And how they do this is they try to get to the brain, which is the brain city called Metronui. Right, yeah. That's actually where one of the other movies takes place. It's the brain of it, but it's this city. It's this like crazy cyber city, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of lost in the histories at this point, where we are just There's just so much. I'm just saying there's so much.
That's a lot.
That one guardian that found out he wanted to rule, he is a reoccurring figure that basically can change forms into one of the small like Happy Meal dudes that can live amongst them. He comes back. He's the bad guy in the Mask of Light movie. He's like, but he's not dead then, because here's another thing. Unlike the other Bionicle life forms, these Makuta, they eventually evolved into a gaseous form. Okay. They're gas beings called antidermis. Okay. They're antidermis gas. So they're these like evil ghosts but they sort of need a suit. So they will inhabit these just robotic versions of a Bionicle skin. Yeah. Right. So that's how they can just like live basically forever and like zone between things. Yeah. Okay.
It's like possessed of a different vessel. Yeah. Interesting.
Actually at the end of that movie, I don't know if you recall, they're like trying to get through this door. Basically the end of that movie is them getting to the city of Metronui. That's them figuring out, and that's them all kind of figuring out that they can that they're inside a robot. Yeah. Or like a lot of them anyway. They still don't all know, but isn't that, I don't know. I think I'm getting a little off track, or there might not be there might not be like a conclusion. There really isn't.
No, it's just an ongoing thing.
But just that like whole.
So it's like
all the things I just said are so crazy.
A body. It's a planet that's just a body that travels the universe and hits other planets.
You remember those Bionicle toys that when you press the back, their heads would shoot out?
Yeah.
Those you could roll them into like a ball. Those, I know they were presented as these evil creatures. Those were a thing that Metronui, the island itself, makes when it's going to leave planet. Because what it does, it'll make them, and then those things run across the surface of the robot and destroy the fake islands on it so they can leave. Right? Yeah. So what happened though, sometimes is the Makuta creatures will trigger them early, and then it's like then it's a pretty bad.
We gotta get them out, break them down.
Mm-hmm. I'm like,
fuck yeah.
That's sick. I could say like disparate points from that history forever now because I just learned it all. Like that, all what I just said is covered. Like I said before, even episode 4, and there's.
Yeah, I'll have to fucking watch that. That's
because there's the Mask of Light. Yeah, one of the big ones.
Yeah, I remember that one for sure.
It's called like the Ignita or something. It's called like the something Ignita. Also, they had a whole lawsuit with the people of I think it's like some island. Obviously they took almost every word verbatim from the island. They just made it sound a lot like things. Some of the names mean things, so they wouldn't change a few. But actually, with that, they when they went and changed some of the names of the Toa and things, they made that part of the story, and they called it Naming Day in universe. And they get these new names, and they like get new armor, and they made it like a new toy line basically. Yeah. They just made a ton of money after this.
Hell yeah. Like, actually, we'll just make cooler names.
Just as far as, so that's part of the brand and story integration that they do a lot of, which was a word they were tossing around a lot. It's like story to brand integration. It's like they needed to pivot the brand, so they made it a part of the story.
Yeah,
which is like a cool thing that you could do. Like
sometimes it doesn't work out that well.
No, you can't.
Sometimes it's not always great.
So so the capsules that you get them in, remember the kind of intricate looking capsules that you buy them in? Yeah. Those in universe are how the Toa. They basically get in those and like will go out into the energized protodermis sea, and like that's like how they pass. That's how they will like either mistakenly or unknowingly or on purpose. Sometimes they will pass like thousands of years that way. They go into these pods and then they will wash up on a shore, and that's how. I don't know if you recall the old commercials or anything of the first Bionicle series. Is when it would be those plastic containers like washing up on a desert. Yeah, and it was all them getting out, and that's like how they. And at that point, all this history had already happened, and they just had their minds erased, so they had to go and relearn everything. Because some of the people they knew from before, from thousands of years ago, are still alive and there.
Well, dude, because just imagine.
God, we're talking a lot about
just living for like thousands of years, man. Yeah. You're gonna forget.
The histories are so interesting because the heroes from one age will come back in another age or something else, or. Yeah. From different ages will come back. I know like there was one war where like these different heroes from like 10 different wars throughout so many histories were all just present, and it was just like very interesting. Like,
It's like, yeah, like
this is all kids' toys.
Reincarnation and shit. Well, speaking of that, dude, you know what this is making me want to do?
Please talk.
This makes me want to go buy a Bionicles.
Yeah.
I want to go get some Bionicles, man.
I got one.
Holy shit. Bring it out, dude. Let's check it out.
Toa Liwa, the Bionicle of Air, the green one.
Yeah.
I don't know where his head is. I put his axe
I like
on
the
his
axe
head.
head. Axe head's cool. Well, you can take it off and put it
on his regular head.
Which this is great.
So my brother,
he's
custodian at a whole tri-state area, or a whole region of schools, and they were throwing out some Bionicles, and he just, I think he mailed it to me or gave it to me, and I took them back.
Yeah.
Home. So I have this one.
Don't throw away your Bionicles.
Yeah.
I would love them.
We were out of capsule, just fully made with no instructions. You can buy the whole set of the original 6 for $70 on eBay. Because there aren't new Bionicles. That's a 10-year history, by the way. Over 10 years they got to that point. That's why it's so long. Is because they keep on selling and pivoting, and look at how cool this thing is, right?
They're the coolest toys.
Yeah, and you're right. I do want to definitely go buy some.
Yeah,
it's fun to have this one, but some of the ones I was seeing in the histories.
Well, just talking about the lore of it makes me just want to open up a new package.
Just be a part of that lore.
Just open it up.
Trying to stand him out. Sorry for the audio there.
There he is. I remember being a kid having them, and I was like, "Oh, this one looks cooler. This one's that. This is the fire one. This is the green one." But nah, man, getting into the lore now as an adult. Dude, knowing the depths of it.
The ice one, the white one with the telescopic eye.
Yeah.
He's the first of their group that starts to real. Toa Tahu, the fire guy.
Yeah.
He goes to the ice one, and together the ice one's the first one to figure out that they've been here before.
Yeah.
And so Toa Tahu, the fire one, and the ice one go on this big quest together to figure out where they came from, and they all have to go find their masks and stuff, and that's where it all happens. Just fucked. I'm like,
yeah, man, it's gnarly
I'm full
shit.
of this now.
It's gnarly shit.
I'm full of this now.
Yeah, there's so many different worlds out there.
There's
so many different worlds.
There's so many different worlds out there. You can spend
universes just within just human minds have created
things that you never knew you were gonna know.
Yeah. No, there's things that people have thought about.
I would have never guessed that the
laid down lore too
was happening inside the Great Spirit Robot.
Yeah,
Matanui.
I would have. Yeah, it makes me think. It makes me wonder. What if we're on something like that?
Mm-hmm.
What if we're just on something like that? There's a big monster
just
walking around. We're just
our own Great Spirit Robot.
Yeah, dude.
I can only hope. We're part of the energized protodermis ocean.
That'd be really
cool. We're
just
one grain of sand floating in the energized protodermis.
That'd be awesome.
Kind of like
that'd be awesome.
Kind of like plasma crystals.
Yeah.
Which we talk about.
I feel like a plasma crystal a little bit.
We might be a part of that whole thing.
I've been feeling more crystalline lately than human being.
I mean, it's possible that the people writing those histories were getting those thoughts transmitted from the island spirit that we are a part of.
No, yeah, right. It's just a translation to
the Bible.
Well, we could put this on a
That's how the Bible happened.
This idea is happening, and we could put it on a toy and
how do we spread the good word?
We could use it to sell toys.
Indoctrinate kids with this.
Yeah, and then it's just a subtle lore, just an obscure lore, but...
on the back of them, they got a little spindly, and you can spin it, and their arm moves with their weapon. One horror story relating to this from my youth. I actually remember going to a small little toy shop with my dad or my mom or whatever. The goal was important. The person wasn't important at the time. Yeah. The goal was to buy, because I was a big collector of these things. Obviously, I'm getting into the histories that I need to know. I need to know as a kid. But if somebody would have told me this as a kid, I would have instantly aged to 40.
Yeah, I would have been obsessed.
I'd have been crazy.
Yeah.
We were going to the toy shop to get Makuta.
Yeah.
This is the evil guy, and they call him just Makuta in the movie, and from just he has a full name. His name is Makuta Tazia or something, just a separate part. So because the whole species is called Makuta, which I thought was interesting. It's actually a ancient guardian species.
Yeah.
So I went to get this thing, and it was a big box. It wasn't just one sphere. It was a box. He was a huge dude. Mm-hmm. He was at least 3 or 4 Bionicles put together.
Yeah.
Size. I remember buying the thing, getting home, building it, and there wasn't one of the pieces in the box.
Oh.
And I don't recall the exact piece, but it just wasn't working for me. And so what I had to do, because it was already opened and completely used, and probably full of like kid boogers or whatever I was doing. I was just like getting it dirty, whatever, just handling it as a child.
Smelly.
It's just gross now.
Smelly, yeah.
So I couldn't return it, so I had to send a paper, like an actual enveloped letter to Lego.
Yeah.
Like citing the exact part number that I defined and be like, this is okay. I got a response back that they would send it to me, but it would take between 6 and 8 weeks. Because recall back then, that's how long things took to ship.
6 to 8 weeks.
So that was one of my first
too.
horror experiences.
That's all summer long.
Just exactly. It was too long. That just burned into my brain as like the longest amount of that amount of time is longer than my whole life right now.
No, like yeah, because as a kid you're like, I'm probably not even gonna want to.
That was such a big portion of my life as a child that as an adult it is my entire life now. Like that's my whole life now. That is like most of my childhood is waiting for that thing. Because I just couldn't, and I did get to build it at some point, but
that's like I feel like there's got to be a word of like what that feeling is of like a specific word when you like are expecting like you get like to get something and there's like a part missing or it doesn't work. There's
a German word for that for sure.
Yeah, there's I think there's probably like a.
It's called a lemon.
There's probably like a Japanese.
I got a lemon.
Yeah, shit.
Bought a goddamn lemon.
That's American word for that. American English word.
Usually used for a car, but it's
goddamn
used for a Bionicle toy.
Well, they're all mechanical. It's mechanical.
That's what I mean. It was right there with it.
Damn.
Dude, fuck.
God.
You got anything? I just talked for a while.
Shit,
We're almost at time already. I don't
know. I honestly didn't come that loaded. I've kind of just been. I like woke up, slept in. I was in sweatpants all day.
And I've been sitting on all this waiting for you.
Yeah, dude, I've just been ready for it. I needed something.
I needed to say this to somebody as soon as possible. It wasn't good for me alone to hold.
Well, dude, because I was waiting.
Maya
all day.
was not hearing it.
I was waiting all day for the computer, which was its own thing. I had a fucking
new laptop.
They kept canceling.
A laptop, full computer.
Dude, no, yeah, it's a Mac Mini, dude. It's nice. I use my old monitor keyboard.
That rocks.
And it just looks way better than my other computer though.
Rocks.
It looks better. I don't know.
I'm excited for you to go back.
I like the Apple.
Dawson's committed to Pumpkin Hill. He came here moments after getting the. It's hard to peel him away, but
yeah, I was. Oh man, FL Studios is really nice on there. There's a new update, so it's like basically, if you know anything about like Splice, it's like a way you just like can like download samples and stuff, but it's like built into FL Studios now, and it's like a subscription. It's like $50 a year for this.
Yeah,
probably just gonna get it because you can just like get all these like really nice samples and loops and like one hits and like effects, all this shit, and then you can just like drag it right into your like project. And then you just have a sample. You can do whatever. You throw whatever on it.
Oh, we'll have to play with that.
Fucking throw some crazy shit on it.
We'll have to play with
that. Like I made it. It was like I don't know. It's like too easy to use. Honestly, I like made a really nice little beat in like 20 minutes before I came here. It was fucking sweet.
That rocks.
And I was like, I should probably get out of the house and go do something. Because I've been just playing Fallout all day.
Dude, I got one more thing on the Greek gods actually. Because I got
what we got?
It's a book behind you. I don't know if you'll see it. I think it's like Oh, not that one. The one below it. What's that called there?
Hellenic polytheism.
The secret text of Hellenic polytheism. So this is a retelling this is like a professor's retelling and kind of transcription and reading of this book written in the 1300s.
Yeah.
And these pages were lost for a while, and it's a lot about Greek gods and the way it's almost like it's a certain sect of Greek god understanding in religious studies, and almost like not like a cult within it, but they were all cults back then. All the gods had different cults basically. But one thing I was reading in there was that from a lot of standpoints and through the way, basically the Greek gods are reversed. So I know when we first started studying this stuff on Pod, we were saying Gaia and Ouroboros, Mother Earth and the sky kind of created these titans and these other things that became then it was 3 generations until Zeus was around, right?
Yeah.
It was saying that that's actually backwards, that because the way that human understanding and ancient before fucking waking up in a hospital or like being all that kind of stuff, like not waking up, like being born in a hospital and then taken home and nurtured, and you were still nurtured in a way, but like back then, especially in early mankind stuff, the first the first god that those people would have thought about was not like the like abyss beyond the sky and all these ancient words. Yeah. It would have been these more perishable items. It would have been these like, it would have been Zeus and like Aphrodite, like love. It would have been like the god of wheat and all this stuff. They were saying that this pantheon of Zeus and Hades and Hera and all those six. They were saying that that's actually the first six. Yeah. In a way of, at least in a way, like almost in the way that we described Zeus being the first of the gods, because he was birthed last and
he's like the youngest, but
and then regurgitated first. Like it almost makes sense in that sort of logic. Yeah. Where it's like, which I think you kind of almost should apply to a story that is that kind of a story.
Yeah, but no, I like that.
And
that makes sense.
I think I'll have to dig more, because that maybe doesn't make any more sense than just like the words that comprise it. I don't know. Like that was it's a really like backwards way of even thinking, maybe, but it's like
no, because there's a certain way you gotta like, there's a certain perspective you gotta go into that stuff with for it to even make any sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna dig more into that. I just thought
I like that. I was just like kind of flipping through it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big fucking book. I'm not gonna
get.
I
like what I was seeing. It was like showing like some of the like gods and like certain shapes.
Yeah, there's like some graphs and things in there that I'm pretty interested in.
You like tie that in with like sacred geometry and shit, and then like add like another dimension. You throw those shapes in like a fourth dimension, then it starts coming a little more clear than, you know, just like the linear way we can like see things with certain stuff. It's like I'm saying. It's like like
Zeus is the first guy because he was the last guy.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because it's like, he's the first and the last. Yeah, you know. And, I don't know. There's a lot. There's like a certain like nuance you have to have with that stuff, because like you can take it literally, which is makes it like 6 stories, cool shit. But like there's like other like I don't know.
Yeah, you shouldn't read any religious text literally.
No, it's like
you
cool
gotta
stories.
take it with.
It's teaching you a lesson in some way, and that's like the cool thing to take from it, I guess.
So we're sitting at over an hour. Cool. I got some things I'll have to save till last time. See, I'm already thinking in that way. I'm already circle. I'm already in that circle brain. That's great. That's that chaos magic working. So you just gotta immediately try to believe anything that'll work for you. I have a couple different things written here of what is it? What was the word? Not coincidence. Like the when things happen.
Synchronicities.
I'm gonna save those and I'll just batch them out a little later, because I had a lot happen and I did recognize them, and I did write them down a little bit just to hold them somewhere. I'll bring that up next time, just so we got some stuff. I just want to talk about the Man-Bat Mothman connection next time, so we can save that for that. Yeah. Because I was listening to this thing today.
I'll look into that too. I'll make sure to take some notes this time.
Yeah, I was listening to like this like bat squatch thing today, and I was like, oh, and they mentioned Mothman a little bit, but they did not mention bat or Man-Bat at all. So,
I remember Man-Bat was like a thing around where we live.
We'll dig into that next time. We'll save that for the next show.
I'll ask my sister about that, because I remember she was like,
let's
had some friends that were really into it that would like go hunting for it.
Let's get that.
Okay. I think my dad maybe does too. I remember just being like,
we'll get some stories from the locals.
I remember being like too cool for it as a kid. I was like, that's not real.
Yeah. Now it's entirely too real.
Yeah, now I like completely know that shit's really out there.
On that note, let me put the closeout music on. You got any plugs, Dawes?
Not right now.
Maybe you'll make some music.
Yeah, I got some music coming. I don't know. Anything. You know, I'm out here. I'm just out here
working on stuff.
We got stuff going.
I made a discount code for the Etsy. If you put in at checkout, you put in the word secret. You get 25% off of orders over $25.
Nice.
I don't know.
That's
secret,
dude.
Put it in.
Promo code.
That's Pumpkinhillradio.
Let's go.
.etsy.com, where you can just look up Pumpkinhillradio anywhere, and you'll find all the socials that link to all the other socials. It's a whole spider web that it's taken a while to build, and I'm still missing some stuff, but it'll get there. Besides that, check out the Etsy for some art. I'm putting new stuff up there all the time. Working on like a whole series of. That's another thing I want to talk about. But I'm working on a whole series of landscapes and things. I'm building out the Cult of the Star Mother and the Red Temple universe as it is. I'd like to write even some short stories within there if I could. Patreon, still work in progress. It's up there, though, if you want to just pay, get into the cult early, be a founding member. Feel free to.
Yep.
Anything else? Until then, I've been co-hosted by Dawson Trailers.
Yeah.
I have been your other co-host. Yeah. I don't really know how that works. I guess I'm the main. I'll be the.
I think you're the main host.
I'm still driving.
Really, I'm like in your house.
I've been your host, Travis Wyrmwood.
Yeah. It's your device.
We'll get over to your house at some point, though.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Gotta get out of this. Gotta get out of this place. Okay. See you next time. Pumpkinhillradio Wets.